next speaker, and the topic are all listed there, as also agreed by the speaker. He doesn't want a lot of introduction, just to say that he served in JKR for more than 30 years, and at the moment he's no longer serving JKR, but he's now the managing director of JKSB, which is Jambatan Sultan Halim Muazzam Shah, or Jambatan Kedua Pulau Pinang. Okay, with that short introduction, you have to read his CV. His CV is on page 12. Let us now welcome Dato Engineer Dr. Ismail Mohamed Taib.
I have to call him Dato Professor, but we share the same surname. Okay, thank you for your presentation. Sorry, technical please. So what I'm going to speak about is what we have done for Jambatan Kedua Pulau Pinang with what the Sultan Abdul Halim Muazzam Shah did. So when we started, you know that Pinang is actually where the opposition is there, all the NGOs are there, so and the FOMCA and everybody is there. So when I was given the job, when I was offered the post to join Jambatan Kedua Sdn Bhd last time, I was thinking that I'm going to be the technical director. But suddenly when they say you are going to be MD, MD or Jambatan Kedua, I was shocked. And I cannot find my way back from Putrajaya to my house in Subang. So they show, the difficulty. When you see that Jambatan Kedua, that time it's not yet opposition, it's still BN, but you know that the FOMCA and all the NGOs are actually very active in Pinang. So, but thank goodness my training in JKR actually, we were at the time embanking on sustainability. So, what I cannot practice in JKR, then I immediately put in practice in Jambatan Kedua. So, and that's the result. And again, actually, why we won the recent Brunel Medal from Institute of Civil Engineers UK is more because of our sustainability. So, that effort actually paid off. Okay, this is what I'm going to talk about. It is sustainable development, environmental responsibility, social progress, economic activities. So, this has been mentioned by our previous speaker. These are what you call sustainability. This is a balance between environment, social, and economic. So, Jambatan Kedua, we are a company of MOF, 100% owned by MOF, which is actually, it means you are actually all of you are the owner of Jambatan Kedua. And that's why we always say we make sure that we don't waste taxpayer money. So we always try to do that. And the cost was 4.5 million, and is total length is 16.9 km of water. Started in 2008 and finished in 2014. So, as I said, the project faces various challenges implying sustainability to both design, construction, and maintenance. And also, the good thing about Jambatan Kedua is that before we have the Sabah big earthquake that killed more than I think about 20 people, we already started for earthquake design of a bridge that is actually using the high damping rubber bearing. So these are all preliminary environmental impact assessment study was undertaken for the project and approved by the Department of Environment in 2007. And the Pinang DOE actually strictly follow follow us to ensure we comply 100%, maybe more than 100%. with this EIA report. So this is the overall picture. This is a real photo of our bridge, which was actually taken when we have a contest for photographers to take photographs. So one of them has submitted this picture. One of the things I like about this picture, you see, our cable stay actually consists in both sides, but because of the angle of the sun, so it is showing something like a sail. So this is not pointed by me. This is pointed by the State Secretary of Pinang. He said, "Oh, your bridge like this, huh?" Then only I realized, oh, yeah, something that you do, and actually you don't know the end result was good. And again, these are the sexy curve that people always complain. Well, the bridge is maybe can be shortened to save a little bit of cost. But actually, before we started, this issue has been much talked about. So we asked our engineer whether how much can we save. He strengthened it. So he says we can only save actually 1.5 span. 1.5 span means about 70 meters. So we say 70 meters is too small to redesign the bridge because everything was designed already, and we continue with it. But the real reason why the sexy curve is that because of the currents in Pinang. If you all doesn't know, there is this current, one current that is going along the coast here, and this another current that actually going along the coast here. And for first Pinang Bridge, you must remember there are no islands there. Whereas for us, there is this Pulau here and Pulau Aman here. So these two bridges. And this current will actually, when it reach Pulau Aman, it will break into two. One direction goes along the coast, and the other direction moves towards the sea, both sides. So actually, and you know, hydraulics is, without making the bridge skew, if you are familiar with bridge term, you want to make it 90 degrees perpendicular to the flow. So this is why, this is how we try to make sure that the flow here, this is perpendicular to the bridge, the flow here is perpendicular to the bridge here, and the flow here is also perpendicular. So that is one of the reasons. Of course, there are the advantage is that it doesn't make people too sleepy because of the long stretch 70 kilometers. So imagine if you are driving 70 kilometers, you have that problem. So, but anyway, that is what Jambatan Kedua is. This is how we organize. Most important, I want to highlight is all our, we are under LNM, but we have our independent checker here, which is Haro and Minko, and we have also our risk assessment under KPMG, and we have also another consultant actually doing some of the tests. Also, we have Lloyd, we have internal audit by KPMG, and we have ERE, and we have funding. These are for the fisheries, and this is for the environmental. And we actually spend quite a lot of money on all these additional requirements, but what we are saying is that we want to do everything correct. And again, some of the jobs is by design and build, and some are by conventional. These are the contractors. Yeah. Okay, so this has been described by our earlier speaker. What I want to say here is that we undertake life cycle management, but the emphasis of lower scope life cycle is to promote the concept of design for durability. This is what we in bridge design we do. We make sure that our bridge is durable. And durability is influenced by design and detailing, specification of material used in construction, and the quality of construction. So that's why we stress a lot of importance on independent checkers and external audits, actually to make sure that we are complying with the requirements. So even we have also, as I said, you only require high standard of environmental protection. And even marine fauna, we also monitor the marine fauna. And it started actually with all the feasibility studies. So for the second Pinang Bridge, sorry. Okay, so it started with the northern route, which is now proposed as the tunnel by the current government in Pinang. So this is northern route, and there's a big channel route. This is also a tunnel. Actually, the northern route when it was proposed was actually half tunnel. I mean half bridge, half tunnel. Big channel route was 100% tunnel, and the southern route C is 100% bridge. And roughly, actually, because this is 100% tunnel, northern route is half tunnel, half bridge. Actually, all the cost was about the same. All these alternatives actually cost the same, which is about 2.5 billion. But of course, from the study, the best IRR is actually the northern route, which is what is proposed by the tunnel. But the government chose the southern route. So based on the promote socio-economic development in the south, that will provide a balanced development across Pinang state. What it means is that let the southern state or the southern part of Pinang develop, and it will reduce. It will not promote congestion in Georgetown. So that's the idea. So if you have the second link there, is connecting Georgetown to the what you call center, and what you will do is actually you will congest Georgetown further. So all the while, although it was not the highest IRR, economically it doesn't make sense actually at that time. But now with the southern route, actually you can see that the southern part of Pinang actually developing very much. And these are some of our social responsibility that we've done, all the studies, practical trainings, and things like that. And we are also currently investing on one is a study by MIER, and the other one now currently we're doing by Science, which is actually on what is the impact of second bridge on the locals. So the grant for your mission is worth 870,000. So this under environmental responsibility, we will be talking about. I will be talking about monitoring, auditing, how we manage environmental issues, how we try to have an impact on the water flow, and then the green building technology, and most important here is actually reducing the impact of dredging. Because if you all doesn't know, the deepest part of the sea in the what you call the sea between Pinang and mainland is not in the center. In the center is actually only 1.5 meter. So the deepest is actually very near to the what you call Batu Maung side, which is about 1 kilometer away. So that is about 17 meters. And whereas right in the middle is only 1.5. And at again where the water current is in the Batu Kawan is about 10 meters. So that's how. So if we have to build the bridge, so because of the mud, then we have to actually all the piling machine, all everything actually cannot move. So we have to build a big channel to dredge a big channel, and then remove the waste and put it somewhere else. So that's the big issue. So one is removing the waste, and number two, where to put it. So all this is based on what has been approved by the Department of Environment. So one thing they insist is actually to have baseline data for before we do any works in the sea, and this was done And what we do is actually all our data later on will be actually compared to the baseline data. And they require quite a number of monitoring stations actually inside the sea around our beach. I think more than 20. So because of that, we actually insist that all our contractors must have their own EMP, EIA and EMP consultants. So these are their consultants. So this is also a new requirement. Normally they don't engage consultants, but we insist they engage consultants. And again, this our EIA, independent EIA auditor will be auditing them monthly actually. And for family who is doing the fishery studies, they will do their studies every 3 months. And also the other thing is that if we find that if our EIA auditor found any non-compliance, normally we impose a penalty on our contractor. Well, they say it's not contractual, but I guess whatever is that's the only effective way, money. So to force them to comply with all the requirements, you get what they like most, take away the money. Then they will comply. So again, and also when we do work, we actually try to do precasting and reduce reduce as much as possible all the work in the sea. Again, like I say, all the standard environmental requirements, but like I say that we have their own consultants to ensure they do it properly, and we have an independent auditor to actually report to us what is how are they compliant. And again, this EIA are actually reporting direct to Department of Environment. As far as we're concerned, whatever issues you discuss with environment, then you give the report to us. It's not the other way. You give the report to us, and then we vet it and send to DOE. We told them we don't want it that way. You deal directly with DOE. If DOE wants something, whatever they want, you just comply. We'll just pay them the money. So in that sense, we are just a paymaster. And as I said, how we are effective in doing all these things is that we penalize the contractor for any mismanagement. Similar, it has been done. I mean, everybody does it, but we do it on a bigger scale. And again, as I said, we insist to the highest quality. And again, if you compare the first bridge and our bridge actually we use steel fender. Rather in first Pinang bridge, they use what we call a landfill. So landfill take up a lot of space. So definitely we will actually reduce the effect on the current. Again, the green building technology, we got the platinum for this our top plaza, and this is actually the first platinum in Pinang. Of course, when you do green building, you have to go for all the green IBS and all recycling and things like that. Yeah. So we have the solar thermal cooling and photovoltaic cells. We also have wind turbines. And also all these glass which are double glazed and things like that. And you have the high roof actually so that the heat does not go down, and you have the wind to carry out to reduce the temperature. And this is how our what we call toll plaza looks like. Here is our toll plaza. So here are the solar panels up there, and here's the wind turbine, and you see so many greens. So we got a platinum for this one. And again, this is at the Plasto Plaza. We are using ETFE. Is I mean very what you call current in building technology. So why we need an art? Because we are talking about, I mean, when we are constructing, we are talking about MILF. I mean, this is multi-lane free flow. So when we mean multi-lane free flow, we mean we have to have a column-free area underneath. So that's why we have such a big arch. But again, it also means some sort of like welcoming arch. Welcome to Pinang. So when you get on our Jambatan Kedua, the first thing you see in Pinang, you will see this arch. So socially, is also I mean, it's very beautiful at night. Except that we will only switch it at the end of the month of Treasure Festival, and it changes colors. Okay, this is what I say. So the drinking activities, and these are, you see, these are the dark lines are the what you call the shallow area. The whiter lines are the what you call deeper area. So this is what we have to do. We have to dug a channel here and a channel here, and this is where we actually have to bring it out. We bring it out to Pulau, which is about 20 miles away from this point. And the total volume of that mixture is about 11 million meter cube. So this is how they do it, but this is the requirement of what you call this DOE. First, you have to have GPS. First, initially they require only a GPS, but then the people, the fishermen, then complain. They say, okay, yes, they are going to discharge in the correct direction, but are you sure that when you discharge, are they discharging at the 20-mile point, or are they opening the door of the, because the bottom open, what you call discharge? So is that they are opening the door and letting the sludge move, I mean discharge as they go along, and when you reach the 20-mile point, actually there was nothing there. So they say, okay, then they insist us on insist to put in the discharge opening sensor. Okay, so we being a law-abiding citizen, we say, okay, never mind, we'll do it, and we don't even talk about cost to them. So we just install it. Then they have this, they are monitoring, everything was okay, but the fishermen say, are you very sure? Then they ask us to install the depth sensor. Sorry, I don't know. Yeah, the depth sensor, then the depth monitor. This will actually, if the barge is actually full of load, it will actually indicate a very low depth, and if it's lighter, then it will show a high depth. So, and this is how they monitor. And in fact, there is one case where initially when they were only putting the discharge sensor, there was a storm, and the captain of the actually barge had to discharge it somewhere not the location, and immediately we have the SMS from Department of Environmental asking what's happening. So they were monitoring it quite strictly. And all these are actually via GPS, so it's actually satellite. So these are all the location of all the bus. I mean, one of the samples for 1 month, where all the bus are actually from our second Pinang and discharging it around to this area. And we are actually monitoring all the areas around there, taking soil samples and fisheries and what you call organism samples. So as I said, we are monitoring, and is reported direct to actually Department of Environment and the Fisheries Department. And in fact, we have also issued that Pinang State is saying all the fishing catches were actually declining, but we were saying from the reports that actually all the while is actually being coming down, even before we started with the second Pinang Bridge. And again, we show all our test data and things and showing that we actually comply. We are very law abiding. So actually we say, well, you want it, we can bring it to the court, but then, well, politics interfere, and they say, well, let's give something to them. So we pay them some sort of gratia of about maybe about 20 million. Originally they were claiming close to 100 million. So again, I mean, you spend close to 100 million, you get back the savings about 100 million. Yeah. Huh? Oh, I haven't finished. It's only one. So what we are more interested is that it has been recorded that towards the end of the project, number of fish and vertebrate species are found to increase from 9 to 23 and 4 to 12. So actually, if you say that the bridge is causing problem to the organism, actually is the opposite. It brings organism to the bridge. Again, social progress. So we are talking about stakeholder communication involvement. So as I say, most important thing people doesn't know, actually we implement ICE provision, which is actually in our web page, and the public actually can view it through the website. But it's not too popular, but it's good because the contractors, bosses actually do monitor their contractor from our website, even from China. So, that's the good thing. And we were actually very open because some agencies, they don't allow the web page to be viewed by outside people. But we say, yes, we got nothing to hide. So we put it in open and everybody can view it. Again, occupational safety, we would like to tell you, despite what the paper says, our lost time accident rate is actually 8.98 million per hour. Numbers per hour. And we compare it to Europe, safest recorded was for the Royale crossing, similar type of job. And it is recording 11 numbers million per hour. We want that case, similar to us. Yeah. So, I mean, the paper always say extra. Okay? And again, LNM says upgrade it to the higher standard of guardrails. We say we do it at our own cost also. We are so nice. And again, we have all the ISO requirement 9,000, 40,000, 18,000. Again, now we are going ISO 55,000 for our maintenance. Just to tell people, I mean, people saying, are you doing the maintenance properly? We are saying we comply to ISO 55,000, which is internal standard. So, and we have, this is our integrated asset management system with all the asset management system. Performance-based contract, part of the system. Again, we optimize to actually reduce material for the bridges. So all these minimization of what we do. Again, our stake cables actually at that time the best was can last 60 years. So what to do? That's the best. So our stake cable actually can last 60 years. High damping rubber is something that we are very proud because it's made in Malaysia and designed by Malaysians also. So, and because of this high damping rubber, actually our bridge, we always claim our bridge is the safest in Pinang when we come to earthquake. Again, we can learn from group practice, all the people who are involved with us, and economic. All those are economic activities, yeah. And what I want to tell you lastly is what is happening in Pinang now. So this is the Batu Kawan taken from the east is called Batu Kawan Emerging Hotspot. So, and these are all the planned development for Batu Kawan, and this is Vision City with IKEA there. So, and this is our bridge. So, within a few years, they have started stage 1. Stage 1 here. They told me IKEA wants them to continue with stage 2. So, which means that we will have IKEA in another few years. And if you see, when you see here, you will not recognize whether you are on the mainland or you are actually at the Pinang Island. So, again, I mean, people say 4.5 is a waste, but actually the GDP or the GNI of Batu Kawan area is close to 20 billion. So that is what the money that is coming out from the place. You invest in 4.5 B, you get more than 20 B out. Again, awards, all the environmental awards, Platinum Green Chapel, Platinum Building, Star Quality, also engineering, and we are quite happy because we also won the Special Project Award for Prime Minister Hibiscus Award. This is actually for private sector, so it's not given by the government. So yeah, and lastly, last week we won the Brunei medal. Yeah. And again, in conclusion, despite all the implementation fast track manner, Jambatan Tudang Pulau project was constructed to the highest quality concerning health, safety, cost, sustainability, and environmental conservation. Thank you very much.